Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news about a complete list of 4th of July celebration activities here and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Thanks for joining us for the news. I'm Tom Whitnick. Here's news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. We have a special announcement from the Kern County Fire Department. The Fire Department wants to remind everybody that they want everybody to have a safe and sane fireworks holiday this 4th of July. However, there are only certain permitted times where fireworks are allowed to be shot off. On July 2nd and 3rd, the hours are 9 a.m. until midnight. On July 4th, the hours go from 9 a.m. until 12:30 a.m. the next day. That's the 4th of July night. Use of safe and sane fireworks outside of these times is punishable by a $1,500 fine. It's a lot of money. And use of any illegal or modified safe and sane fireworks also have the same fine of $1,500. So, don't use any fireworks outside of the specified time periods. Again, July 2nd and 3rd, 9 a.m. till midnight, and July 4th, 9 a.m. until 12:30 a.m. And the fire department also wants to remind everybody that if you have any illegal fireworks or even safe fireworks that you would like to turn in, you can turn them into the fire department at any time. No questions asked. In City Council news, the Council held their regular meeting last Wednesday. Steve Morgan gave a 4th of July presentation to the public on the activities that will be going on tomorrow. This will be discussed later in the news in detail. Next, they got a presentation from a representative of the Kern Council of Governments of a survey done measuring overall satisfaction of the residents by the county in all areas. The numbers she presented were for the East Kern region of the study. The study happened to show that most East Kern people are happy and satisfied with the government and the parks and the businesses and employment available, but they do recommend improvement in those areas. Another item approved by the council was for the execution of an agreement with Wildan Engineering to provide construction management for the Super Walmart project. Staff provided that there still is no hard timeline to the groundbreaking, while it was earlier in the year discussed that the groundbreaking could be in July. Staff feels they are a little behind. However, the Walmart team is still moving forward. Walmart has advertised their construction contracts and they have received the bids, but they have not awarded the construction contracts yet. But that could happen at any time, according to staff. Once that contract is awarded, a construction timeline would be made. Staff still believes we could still see a groundbreaking very soon. When asked about when the city would start off-site construction, staff answered that no city-paid off-site construction would begin until Walmart was actually going to start construction. Both sides would be doing the work together. As part of an urgency agenda item, an additional item was placed on the agenda last night. The urgent item had to do with awarding a follow-on contract for next year with WIDA. WIDA offered a contract discount of $3,500 if the follow-on contract was signed by July 10th, which is before the next council meeting. So the councilman had to take up the contract under the urgency category. However, information provided by this unadvertised item was very interesting. Gary Parsons, the City Economic Development Director, gave a report from the current WIDA contract. The news he provided was very encouraging for the city. The city has 2 contracts out for economic development. One is with Cosmont, who focuses on retail-type businesses. They were instrumental to bringing in Marshall's, Joanne Fabrics, and the new shoe store. WIDA is tasked with industrial development and economic development. The main emphasis to provide employment diversification from the Navy base. The goal being to have new industrial business that comes in and complements the base, and all our valley's assets and goal of clean business that doesn't place a burden on our water resources. WIDA is an acronym for World Economic Development Alliance. Gary Parsons reported on 3 significant possible new businesses that may locate here. The title of these 3 potential businesses are a code name meant to not reveal the actual clients. Clients desire confidentiality until they are ready to announce. So here are the 3 proposals. First, Project Dark Fiber. This project would be a business that expands on and utilizes the digital 395 fiber system recently installed. The second project is called Project Smog. This project involves an auto manufacturer in business for over 30 years that is looking for a new location to base their emission control systems development department. The project would move and involve approximately 300 to 400,000 square foot facility and could involve the employment of up to 500 people. And the third project was a foreign aircraft manufacturer looking for a site for aircraft manufacturing. Gary did not have a lot of detail on this project yet, but this company would be based at the Inyokern Airport. He will be coordinating this with the airport district in this effort. While this project doesn't involve a company located in Ridgecrest, they still will be located in the valley. This means new residents that would likely live and spend dollars in Ridgecrest. So this is a win for the city and the county if they come in. So those are 3 potential new employers that may locate here. Time will tell. In news from the Kern County Fire Department, Kern River Canyon, just before 4:30 a.m. Wednesday, the Kern County Fire Department responded to a report of a vehicle accident on Highway 178, just a little over 4 miles east of the mouth of the Kern River Canyon. As crews approached the scene, they encountered a fast-growing vegetation fire on the south side of the highway and requested more resources to assist with the fire. Crews arrived on scene of the vehicle accident and reported a 4-door sedan 50 feet below the roadway on the north side of the highway. 2 patients had already self-extracted from the vehicle, but they were injured and unable to climb the steep hillside. Crews used a rope system to access and treat the patients. 1 patient with moderate injuries was carried up the hillside by firefighters in a Stokes basket. The other patient sustained minor injuries and was assisted in walking up the hillside. Both patients were transported by hall ambulance to Kern Medical Center. Incoming crews made access to the vegetation fire from Highway 178 and from Breckenridge Road. 30-mile-per-hour winds and steep vegetation allowed the fire to spread quickly uphill. Firefighters worked to hold the fire at the crest of the mountain and tied into the highway to stop the lateral spread of the fire. Light rains assisted in the extinguishment of the fire. The fire was held at 50 acres. The cause of the fire is under investigation by USFS law enforcement. Highway 178 was closed during the fire. That was a good job done by the fire department keeping the fire from spreading. With the winds they had, it could have spread easily. Here's a warning for the California Highway Patrol. The CHP urges a safe and sober 4th of July holiday. Californians love to celebrate the 4th of July with family, friends, food, and fireworks. All too often, these celebrations and festivities turn tragic when someone decides to drink and drive a vehicle. The California Highway Patrol wants you to have a safe and enjoyable Independence Day weekend, but also wants you to make the safe and smart choices before getting behind the wheel. The CHP will be out in full force during the holiday weekend in an effort to reduce roadway deaths and prevent injuries. The Independence Day maximum enforcement period begins on Friday, July 3rd at 6 p.m. and continues through Sunday, July 5th at midnight. All available officers throughout the state will be deployed during focused enforcement on occupant restraints, speed violations, and those driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. This is a time for celebration, not tragedy, said CHP Commissioner Joe Farrow. Celebrate this Independence Day by having fun, but also by being responsible in the choices you make. According to data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, during the 4th of July holiday period over the last 5 years, from 2008 to 2012, 765 people lost their lives in collisions involving drivers with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or more. These fatalities account for 40% of all motor vehicle traffic fatalities over the same 5-year period. Last year during the Independence Day weekend in California, 32 people were killed, with 70% of those killed not wearing a seatbelt. During that same time, more than 1,300 people were arrested by the CHP for driving under the influence. We want this year to be different. We want everyone to celebrate responsibly and get home safely, added Commissioner Farrow. Designate a sober driver before you head out to celebrate, and do your part to make this a safe holiday for everyone on California's roads. The mission of the California Highway Patrol is to provide the people a safe highway system. Don't drink and drive, and slow down. Your destination will wait for you to arrive safely. At last week's regular Kern County Supervisors meeting, they discussed banning of fireworks in all Kern County parks. They voted to ban all fireworks from all county parks. This includes safe and sane fireworks. This ordinance is in effect now. This does not apply to professional permitted fireworks displays. The County Parks Department cited fires started in parks in previous years. They had 2 parks catch fire in the Bakersfield area and 1 catch fire in Tehachapi last year. And this year, they've even been cutting back on watering, which makes the danger more, leaving parks drier than ever before. The penalty for using fireworks in a prohibited area is a $500 fine, 6 months in jail, or both. Safe and sane fireworks are on sale now. Parents need to make sure and supervise their children's use of these fireworks. Now here's a list of all the activities going on tomorrow, July 4th, celebrating our nation's holiday in the local area. In addition to the fireworks show scheduled to start at sunset, we have Over the Hill Track Club Firecracker 4000. They celebrate the 4th of July by participating in the Over the Hill Track Club Firecracker 4000 meter fun run. The start and finish is at the dirt parking lot south of the college, up on College Heights Boulevard. Sign-up start at 6:30 in the morning on July 4th, with the race starting at 0700. The course is an approximate 4,000 meter long with a fast downhill finish. Don't forget drinking water. Snacks will be provided at the finish. No entry fees, but donations will be accepted to help with the costs. For more information, contact Eric Kajawahara at 760-375-1779 or 760-793-0107. Then in the afternoon, there will be a children's program, Our Country 'Tis of Thee, a choral pageant of the history of America. A cast of 50 children ages 5 to 12 will be singing and dancing in this wonderful program. What a great way to start out the morning on the 4th of July. Great for all ages. James Monroe Middle School Gymnasium is where it will be. Finally, the Ridgecrest Lions Club invites everyone to come out to the Desert Empire Fairgrounds the evening of July 4th and celebrate our nation's birthday. Gates open at 6 p.m. with the fireworks display starting approximately at 9 p.m. There will be a DJ playing music, plus food and drinks will be available from the Knights of Columbus, the Shaved Ice Shack, the Friends of the Fair, and JoJo's Food Wagon. Parking shall be $2 per vehicle, and by the way, this is a fundraiser for the Boy Scouts to go to camp, though nobody gets that $2 except the Boy Scouts. The Ridgecrest Exchange Club will be handing out U.S. flags at the entry gate, and there will be a donation canister available to help with the cost of the $20,000 fireworks show. Please consider a donation of $1 per person. The Lions shall hold their Great Duck Drop also prior to the fireworks show, and tickets are $5 each. There will be a first and second prize given out with prize amounts depending on how many tickets are sold. The Lions shall also be selling patriotic novelties to help with the cost of the fireworks. Come on out and bring your blankets and lawn chairs. Bring a game or a beach ball to share with your neighbor. This is a family fun community event. For more information, contact Lions Steve Morgan at 760-977-2600. Now in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's local gas prices. Well, prices are steady since Wednesday's report. As of this morning, Ridgecrest was ranging from $3.25 to $3.89. Lancaster's ranging from $3.35 to $3.69. The LA Valley area is $3.25 to $3.51, and the Bishop area $3.68 to $3.83. We have 5 stations coming in at the $3.25 figure. Tune in with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you to shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay any sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. And with all that we have going on tomorrow for the 4th of July, Ridgecrest is the place to be. Stay tuned for weather and sports when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. So go to Keith for the weather. How's the holiday weekend, Keith?
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, heavy rain, flash flooding, and thunderstorms are expected from the southern plains to the Tennessee Valley. Some of the storms may become severe, especially in the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas region and parts of the lower Mississippi Valley. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas came in today at 82, Georgia 74, Missouri 75, Kansas 80 degrees, North Dakota 78 degrees, Colorado 73, Utah 89, Idaho 87, New Mexico 77, Arizona 90, and Los Angeles at a cool 66 degrees. For us locally here in the IWV, for tonight, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms are possible, partly cloudy with a low around 78, southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Saturday, Independence Day, mostly sunny and hot with a high near 103, light and variable winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And the evening is going to be mostly clear with a low around 76, breezy with a west-southwest wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Perfect weather for viewing the fireworks tonight. On Sunday, it will be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 102, west wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 75, west-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday, sunny and hot with a high near 101, west wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your local forecast for the IWV. Have a happy and safe 4th of July, and we'll see you again on Monday. Now back to Tom and the rest of your KZGN News.
Thanks, Keith. Now let's go to Tom Eck for sports.
And a very pleasant Friday afternoon to everybody. Let's start locally with the Major League Baseball scene, and the Dodgers and Angels both in action this weekend. Angels on the road, they'll take on the Texas Rangers. The Angels coming off of 2 out of 3 win series against the Yankees in Anaheim. Meanwhile, the Dodgers, they will be at home tonight against the struggling New York Mets. Boy, the Mets have had a hard time scoring many runs the last few weeks. They got off to a great start this season, but they have really struggled after that. All right, the Dodgers, by the way, are now 2.5 games in the lead in the West as the Giants have faltered some. The Angels start today 5 games behind the Houston Astros in the Western Division. All right, Boston is playing a little bit better. They beat Toronto again. They take 3 of 4 from the Blue Jays this past week. The Cubs beat the Mets. Pittsburgh beat Detroit. Boy, the Pirates now 12 games over 500. How would you like to be 12 games over 500, but still 9 games behind the Cardinals for the leadership in the Central Division of the National League? That's how good those two teams are playing right now. Milwaukee beats the hapless Phillies. Boy, the Phillies now 24 games under 500 on the year. Probably they're going to end up with their most losses in team history, the way things are going for them. Cleveland beat Tampa Bay. Boy, I'll tell you what, the Rays have really struggled lately. The Rays at one time were 6 games over 500, now only a couple over 500. The Rays lose 3 of 4 to Cleveland this week in Ohio. Minnesota over Kansas City. Kansas City now has lost 4 straight games. They were swept earlier in the week by the Houston Astros. San Diego finally gets a win. They break a 5-game losing streak. They beat St. Louis in 11 innings in San Diego. And Atlanta beats Washington 2-1. All right, at Wimbledon, Rafael Nadal, a 2-time champion, loses to the German Dustin Brown in 4 sets. Now, at Wimbledon, you have to have best of 5. Most major events, best of 5. For women, it's best of 3. So Nadal out in round number 2. A major surprise there. You know, you look at statistics, and some people look at them very closely, others really not so closely. But we rarely talk about it much. But looking at pitching this year in baseball, you really look at that by ERA, earned run average. St. Louis with a 2.64 team ERA, the best in baseball. Pittsburgh at 2.90, and the Dodgers at 3.27. And the Angels at 3.66. The worst, you go to the worst teams in baseball, the Red Sox with a 4.45, Philadelphia 4.62, and Colorado 4.90 ERA. That's just bad. All right, batting averages, though. Now you go to the offensive side. As you look at this, really no one is, I would say, blistering the baseball right now. Detroit leads everybody with a 275 batting average, but the Tigers only a game over 500. Kansas City leading the Central, hitting 271 collectively. The Giants 271, but they have really struggled. And Colorado 268. Colorado in last place, so what all that says is pitching probably more important than hitting. You're only as good as your pitching. The Dodgers, by the way, with a team batting average of .255. Houston, their best season ever, they're at a .241 clip right now batting-wise. The Angels, .241, and the New York Mets, .232. The worst team in all of baseball batting average right now? I'll give you a second. Well, if you said the Seattle Mariners, you got it right. Hitting .231 as a team. All right, last note, World Cup Soccer, Sunday, the championship, USA and China. Should be a real good game. Happy 4th, everybody. That's your sports for this Friday afternoon. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's some news for today. Office of KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay with us for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next. Office of KZGN-TV wish you a great and safe, happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America.